Hello, Magic the Gathering players. This is Anti Ordo. Today I'm going to be doing part 2 of covering spoilers for Coreset M19. Today is June 18th when I'm doing this, so yeah, I just want to cover a lot of juicy spoilers. I'm doing less videos this time just to cover up a lot of multiple videos at a time, so let's go ahead and get started. And there's some sweet reprints too in here. As you'll see, I'm going to just cover these really quickly. Scape Shift and Crucible Worlds needed reprints. They've been reprinted, and I think some of them been upshifted to Mythic. So yeah, that's big. So let's go ahead. Liliana's Spoils. 4 mana. It's a sorcery. Target opponent discards a card and look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal a black card from among them, put it into your hand. The rest of the bottom of the library in any order. So you make them discard and you draw, essentially, but through the top 5 of your library, which is really big. Except I can see this more of a commander kind of card than anything that's standard or modern, but we'll see. Magistrate's Scepter. It's a 3 mana artifact. Pay 4 tapped to put a charge counter on it, and then you tap it to remove 3 charge counters to take an extra turn. So it's an extra turn spell, kind of like Time Sieve in a sense. It's okay. It's definitely worthy of commander. Someone will probably try using it in a Tron build, probably in modern, but that's about it. This was an exciting angel, a 3 mana 3/3 flying angel. At the beginning of each instep, if you gained 5 or more life, create a 4/4 angel token with flying and vigilance, and you pay 6, and then until end of turn, this angel gets +2/+2 in lifelink. So you can theoretically give her lifelink and do three of the life gain there. Well, actually 5 when you actually pay the 6 mana. But I was sitting there thinking, ooh, a possible, I'm saying possible, Soul Sisters card. Because if you get to mid-late game when you have like 3 Soul Sisters out, and then you play out something that gives you 3 tokens, you end your turn with this on the field, you're going to be creating 4/4 angels, gaining even more life. So it has a potential. I don't see it being a 4 of, but it could be a 4 of. And also, this is, I think, the first best 3 mana 3/3 flying angel out there. One of the cheapest angels to play, other than like a 2 mana 1/1 angel spirit. But if you want to try to do tribal angels in modern, hey, right here. Do like a mid Soul Sister theme with angels for mid to late game. Well, it's not too bad. A 1 mana Soul Sister, the Auroch Champion for 2 mana, then 3 mana this, 4 mana, and then so on. Then we got some new dragons. Palladia Morris the Ruiner. It's a 6 mana 6/6 Elder Dragon. Flying Vigilance Trample. It's Naya. And it has hexproof, and if it hasn't dealt damage yet. So when you do damage, it loses its hexproof. But if you can blink it, which it has white in there for commander, you can blink it, you'll get that hexproof back. Of course, in commander, you'll probably equip it with like some sort of boots, and it's like, whatever. Who cares if you lose it? You'll still have it. So yeah, I already talked about those two. They're really needed reprints. Dark Dweller Oracle, 2 mana 2/2. It's a goblin. That's always good. Goblin decks will love this, especially in commander. 1 mana, sack a creature, exile top card of the library, and you may play that card this turn. So yeah, goblins will love this card in commander for sure. Standard and modern, we'll see how they do. Elvish Clan Caller, 2 mana 1/1. It's I think the first 2 mana lord for elves. I wish more tribes got at least a decent type of 2 mana tribal lord, just because of how good they can be. Merfolk has like I think the most, literally the most. I know Kithkin has one, and I think there's another tribe here and there that has one. Like I know vampires have a black-white one, but come on, wizards, let's get some more 2 mana lords for certain tribes. Especially support tribes that aren't the common. Elves have too many. I feel like after this one, they should start getting away from elves. Maybe go back to sapperlings. Go, help sapperlings. Help squirrels. I'd be okay with that. A 2 mana 1/1 squirrel that pumps your squirrels. Boom. Who would want that? I would. But there's a lot of other tribes outside of green that still need some support, like skeletons. Yes, I know the last video I did, part 1, uh, showcased a skeleton or a zombie wizard that pumped skeletons and zombies and Death Baron, but that's just a reprint. If we got a new one, hey. Anyway, so going on, mirror image, 3 mana clone. It's basically a clone that only copies creatures you control, and that's still good, especially if you're running like green blue and modern. You play turn 2 Tarmogoyf, turn 3 this, copy Tarmogoyf. You could also use it in a clone commander deck. So you clone something of theirs and you want another one of those. Oops, here you go. So yeah. Volley Veteran, 4 mana, 4/2, enters the battlefield. Oops, sorry. Enters the battlefield, deals damage to target creature and opponent controls equal to the number of goblins you control. That's pretty big. That's pretty big for a goblin. That is big. They need something like this for black for skeletons and zombies. If they're gonna do zombies, they might as well tag in skeletons. Like half the creature is like a zombie, half of it's a skeleton. But yeah, this is a pretty good card for goblins. Goblins are gonna love this to deal with. It's like it probably should have a thesaurus for Flame Tongue Kavu down here, possibly, because it's like a Flame Tongue Kavu, but for goblins. Flame Tongue Goblin. Yeah, it's not loading. So yeah, just wanted to show that off. Satyr Enchanter, 3 mana, 2/2. Whenever you cast an enchantment, draw a card. Okay, just want an enchantress. It's a Satyr Enchantress, so that works. And it helps the Satyr tribe. That's good. That's good. Especially if you have like a Satyr tribal enchantment deck. He helps. We got a Jund Elder Dragon. So this is the second of the three Elder Dragons we've seen so far. Whenever this thing attacks, for each player, choose target permanent that player controls. Those players sacrifice those permanents. Each player who sacrifices a permanent this way reveals the top card of their library and puts it onto the battlefield. So it's kind of a what's the card? I think it'll be in here. Oh, it doesn't say. But there is a sorcery that kind of does that. It's like a red sorcery, but yeah, it's pretty big. It's an Elder Dragon. Also, it's another possible Dragon Lord. There's quite a few Dragon Lords here. Laithless Dragon Queen, 6 mana, 6/6. Whenever another non-token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon. Creature token with flying. That's not bad. And then it has 2 mana cost, fire breathing. It's not bad. Another mono red dragon commander for sure. So we'll see. I don't see a lot of these being in standard like this one or not. But this next one, Nicol Bolas the Ravager, will probably be a standard option for Grixis. 4 mana, 4/4 flying, enters the battlefield. Each opponent discards a card. That's big. Especially for this new Nicol Bolas. I like this Nicol Bolas. And of course he flips. So, and then you pay 4 blue, black, red, and you exile it and return it, flipped kind of thing. And then once it flips, for 7 mana, this is a big Planeswalker. And if you throw it in a deck that actually runs, a commander deck that runs, what's it called? Doubling Season. Exile, you would actually automatically do its ultimate, which is really cool. But anyways, draw 2 cards for +2. That's big. -3 to deal 10 damage to a creature or planeswalker. -4 to steal a creature or planeswalker from a graveyard to the battlefield under your control. But the -12 is exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. That's huge. That's huge. Excuse me. That is huge for an ultimate. Oh, you just get your last card. And I just hope they don't have the last card being a winnable card. Next is Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants. 4 mana, 4/4 loyalty. Put +1/+1 counter of each up to 2 target creatures. -2 to return a creature with converted mana cost 2 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's big. It's a way to protect itself. And then you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, you create 3 1/1 white cat life-linking tokens. That's huge. At the end of each of your turns, you're going to just be popping out 3 every turn. So cat tribal, yes. for modern or Commander, yes. Some people are actually saying this is a possibility for a Soul Sisters deck because you pump up some of the Soul Sisters, so you have like a Johnny's Pride Mate, which is a reprint. So you're pumping that up even more. You're pumping Sarah Ascendant up. You could even be pumping that Angel I showed up above too. You could be pumping up. There's a lot you could be pumping up, but also his -2 brings back something that would have died: a Soul Sister, Auroch Champion, a Johnny's Pride Mate, even. So that's big. And then of course, white token or cat tokens that with lifelink or 1/1s just keep coming in. Yeah, it's big. So the next 3 cards are kind of meh. This one's kind of meh. I'm gonna skip that one. Skilled Animator, 3 mana, 1/3, enters the battlefield. Target artifact becomes a 5/5 creature. We see a lot of this in Soul Artifact. The enchantment with the big scissors. Such a cool card, and there's so many memes around it. There's a few memes around it, especially when Saffron Olive did a deck where he was using the Dark Steel axe that is indestructible, and it has a picture of an axe head. He has 2 in each hand. It's kind of funny, but this is more of a commander card than anything. Yeah, you could use it in standard and modern, but like in modern, it's bolted easily. Just dies too easily, so it shuts that off. Or you could kill the creature. So then this one just enters and bounces a creature to the opponent's hand. This one's an interesting one. Thud. You sack a creature at additional cost, and then deals damage equal to the creature's power to any target. It's pretty cool. Thud. Vishino Pyromancer. 2 mana, 2/1 that enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to a player or planeswalker. That might actually be a decent card. It might actually be played. It will be probably played in Pauper for sure. Turn 2, you get a 2/1 that can attack, as well as dealing 2 damage to your opponent. You're like, well, could use that somewhere else. But anyways, it's pretty good. And going against Planeswalkers is always nice, so you might actually see it in Standard. Reclamation Sage's reprint, Colossal Majesty, 3 mana enchantment. Being your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. That's always cool. Stack it. Declare Dominance, 5 mana. Giant Growth's a creature, and it also makes him lure, so all creatures able to block it do so. Druid Cowl's a reprint. Reassembling is a reprint. This is just a bigger costing. I forget the name of the card. I don't want to forget the names. Oh, it's not even in there. Dang it. 4 mana to sack a creature and draw 3 cards. It's okay. Would have been better if you just, but black is usually the effect of sacking stuff to gain an advantage. Normal Endurance, 2 mana until in turn gets +2/+0. Creature does. Whenever this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped. Oh, that's pretty. It's kind of like it's kind of like an Undying effect. So you can use this as a creature trick. Pauper actually has the Undying 1 mana instant, which is better. So you'll probably not see this unless you really needed it. Meteor Golem, 7 mana, enters, destroys target non-land permanent. Non-land permanent opponent controls. That's pretty big. Like, this will fit in. This will slot into a lot of monocolor decks to shut down certain cards that shut them down. Like, you could play this and destroy the White Angel that shuts down colors. So that's always a good card. Standard and modern, you won't see it played. Too costly. 5 mana, 3/5. Gets +2/+0 as long as you control a blue creature. Just a 5 mana, 5/5. If you throw in a blue deck, you're better off running the Affinity card. Field Creeper, meh. Then we've got quite a few different. This is the last of it though. We got some spoiled Planeswalker decks. So I already covered the. Or no, I haven't covered this. I only covered up to here. So yeah. Planeswalker decks. So Vivian Arcbow, it was revealed, the other Vivian. So it's always nice that they give you 2 of the 1 Planeswalker. It's nice. Just to, change things up. And some of them are it's good to just throw both in Commander. This Sarkhan seems strong, but I'm sure once they reveal the real Sarkin, it'll be even stronger. But 6 mana, 5 loyalty. You put 2+1+ counters on a creature up to one target creature, and then target creature deals damage excludes power to another creature. And then creatures control get +4/+4 and trample until end of turn. So it's a simplistic green and planeswalker, but still pretty good. You can at least use that, sub it in for maybe one of the Nissas. I'm not sure which one. Vivian's Jaguar, 3 mana, 3/2 reach, which is pretty good for 3 mana. And then you pay 3 to return it from the graveyard to your hand, as long as you control a Vivian planeswalker. This is really big, because a lot of these cards is specifically you have to control this one. Oh no, that's the search ones. These ones are always been okay. So whenever they release these searching cards, search the planeswalker, they should search for a Vivian planeswalker. But yeah. A Johnny Wise Counselor, 5 mana, 5 loyalty, gain 1 life for each creature you control. It's okay, and then creatures you control at +2/+2. So it doesn't really protect itself, and then you put X +1/+1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. That can be big on the right creature, especially if you're playing commander. So this would slot into a commander deck pretty easily. Especially when you can doubling season it, ultimate it right off, and then attack and kill someone. Court Cleric, 1 mana, 1 life link. It's +1/+1 as long as you troll a Johnny. Sarkin Dragon Soul. This one's big. 6 mana, 5/5, or 6 mana, 5 loyalty. Deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature your opponents control. Big. So it's like deal 1 damage to everything your opponents control. Each opponent, you can probably still redirect it to planeswalkers, I believe. Then deals 4 damage to target player planeswalker for -3. And then -9, you search for a library for any number of dragon cards, put them into play. So this is big for a dragon commander deck. You want this. You want this. Because you want to find a way of pushing it to the ultimate, so you can just ultimate it, and boom, you have your dragon army ready to pounce. Or no, fly in and gulp up your enemies. And then they got a 3 mana 2/2 dragon. And whenever you activate an ability of a Sarkin planeswalker, it deals 1 damage. This creature deals 1 damage to any target. That's big. So if you run a dragon deck with a bunch of different Sarkins Whelp is good. Especially if you have 2 Sarkins out. 2 different ones out, you're going to be like shocking stuff. Ghost form is Up to target creatures can't block. Mana illicit reprint. Now this is another big reprint. At the beginning, I showed 2 big reprints, and this one's another one. And it's a really expensive card. I looked it up, and it was about $20 for the non-foil. And this card's a good zombie lord, and it's just needing reprint like crazy. So I'm glad it's reprinted. This one, Mentor of Meeks, reprinted. Rogue's Gloves, whenever creature deals damage, draw a card. This time around, you get a Johnny. So Johnny was one of the original 5. And then you get Liliana. The other ones are Tezzeret, Sarkin, and Vivian. So that means no Jace, no Nissa, no Chandra. It's a nice change up. So anyways, then the last 2 Planeswalker decks are Tezzeret, you +1 to draw a card. Then 0 to create turn an artifact you control into 5/5 until end of turn, and then -7, put any number of cards from your hand onto the battlefield face down. They're 5/5 artifact creatures. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I don't need these useless sorceries or instances. Boom, they're now artifact creatures. That's a good one in an artifact deck. And then 5 mana. I don't know what the loyalties are these though. Target player loses 2 life. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. It's okay. And then destroy up to 2 target creatures. Put up to 2 creature cards from your graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. It's not okay. So yeah, that's typical Liliana stuff. So one last thing before we close out. Okay, I just wanted to refresh, make sure nothing else popped up. I think this will be most of what's today, of June 18th. So again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think of the set so far. They've had some juicy reprints. Crucible World, Scape Shift, And I'll Mentor the Mink Man. Death Baron. I think those are the three that are really juicy cards. So, yeah. But again, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful day.